Hey, this is Marginoni, and we have a stack of reviews. We have Thor, Supes, Bats, Action, Sinning, more Sins. We have some Ultimates, some Lording, and Raccoons. So let's start with the everybody's favorite Rocket Raccoon. Overall, I really enjoyed Rocket Raccoon. This, Scotty Young has that kind of like the cartoonish look to it, and so I knew what I was getting into, and I was not disappointed at all. The writing is and the art style is very cartoonish. It's full of humor. I love the Rocket Raccoon's expressions, and it was just out of everything that's out on the market today with worlds colliding, Superman trying to take over the world. Um, it was just refreshing to see something that was a little bit more lighthearted, but yet have like a little touch of seriousness in it because Rocket Raccoon's being accused of murder, basically, and he's not. He didn't do it, obviously. But I mean, I really enjoyed the art, and it was fun. It was lighthearted. I'm really looking forward to reading the next one. And I'll be honest with you, this technically is a what I would call a 10 out of 10 book, and normally would have been a book of the week type thing. But when I knew ahead of time that I had just a feeling I was going to enjoy it, and it gave me exactly what it delivered, what I thought it was going to do. But Magneto, that was like, oh my god, I can't wait to see the next issue. So that's the only reason why that got the good book of the week. But any other time, this would have definitely have earned it. Okay, Star-Lord. Number one, I'll be honest with you, I had no faith in this book. I was already thinking, all right, I think I know what my disappointment of the week is, and I started reading it, and you know what? It wasn't too bad. The art was good. Sam Humphries did a really decent job. Like right from the beginning, I saw this nonsense with Peter as a young kid, and I was like, "Oh man, really?" But then it starts going into where he gets caught in an orphanage with this gem. The Badoon capture him, and then he goes off into space, and then they're like, "Well, what have you been doing? That's so important." And then you see inside of his head, he's with the ladies, he's doing some karaokeing, space battles, back with the ladies. So, it's important stuff. And, it had a little bit of humor spread through it. Even when he's incarcerated on the Badoon ship, he's doing the call to Kitty, and they're like, he's doing some flirting. And, it was just kind of like a fun read. And at the end of the story, I won't spoil it, but it basically shows that, he really has, like, how the galaxy's making him to appear to be this horrible, awful person. But deep down, there's some really good parts to him, and he's really a nice person. Of course, that might change when we find out what he did to Nova, but regardless, this was actually enjoyable, and I'm actually going to get issue number 2 because, like I said, I had fun with it. Ultimate Spider-Man, Mike Morales, number 3. This pretty much was what I expected. Again, Bendis did a great job. We get fantastic art, and we get the return of Norman Osborn as the Goblin. And that, to me, seeing his return was the best. The fire, how he takes out the ex-SHIELD people, it was just fantastic. I kind of wish there was a little bit more of this, but it was fine the way it is. And the ending was great. I cannot wait till the next issue, and they did a great job. I am really looking forward to it. Bendis, even though he has issues with some titles, this one is on track. Okay, Original Sin number 5 of 8. Lots of talking. Lots and lots and lots of talking. We basically learn what's going on with Nick Fury. We learn what the original Nick Fury was up to. And he's been up to some very interesting things. And, I thought that this book really put the book back on track. But, this is 5 of 8, so this has got to start wrapping up sooner. So I really wish this was actually the last issue, because that's what this series needed this earlier, because that last issue it wasn't as strong as it should have been, and this, like I said, they redeemed themselves. I think there's gonna be people though that are looking for the big punching and kicking and the explosions, and you're not really going to get it here. And you're not really getting plot development. What you're getting is a secret origin type thing. And I know there's going to be the haters. The people are going to say that this is it only here because you're needing to make the Samuel Jackson Nick Fury. But everybody has valid points to everything. This is actually, was like I said, an interesting read. And out of all the sins so far, well, what I guess you can say what the original Nick Fury was doing would be considered a sin. It was actually one of the more interesting sins. So at least that we've learned so far. So I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, what could be said about Action Comics 33 that you haven't already thought when you first saw it on the bookshelf? Basically, we get to see Supergirl, and she taunts Superman. It leads him to a planet, and he's able to unleash. There's some actually really good pencils in here. There's some great, like splash action type pages. So I don't really want to take anything away from it. Overall, I thought, surprisingly, I thought it was, for what it is, I thought it was pretty entertaining. Now, personally, I'm thinking this Doom virus is going a little bit long now, because, for me, I don't mind long stories, but with the long stories, I like to see development along the way. And sometimes I think with what Marvel and DC, they're both guilty of this. They tend to have this problem of we have this big story and we give it to you in small chunks because we want to save things for the big oh my god moments at the end, and they wrap it up really quickly at the end. And in this case here, I think it's running kind of close to that, because I want to see a little bit more with the Doom inside of Superman that they're leading on is what's going on. I want to see more fighting. I want to see more of the struggle, and then then they have released a couple pages about what's going on with Lois Lane. And I'm like, that's not what's interesting right now. Give me more of this. So, even though I'm a little dogging on it, it was definitely a solid read. Definitely, if you're on a 10 scale, you're looking around 6, 7 for sure. I think some people are going to like it more than others. But I do wish there was a bigger fight between these two. And you do get a good ending. So, all was good. Batman Eternal was really surprisingly entertaining. This is definitely going to be... I think this is one of those things that, for me at least, you can almost have to look at it as a Batman book rather than the Batman like a big event type series. This would technically just fit in with all the other Batman titles, other than it's doing something different with the police force. All it needs to do is just remain consistent. If it remains consistent like this, we're good. No more crazy art, no more crazy storylines. Just keep it consistent, and we're fine. We get some good team up between Batman and certain members of the police department. Some shadiness is going on with Gordon's son, and some more Clue Master. So for me, it hit win on all part, and we had pretty solid art, I think, as a whole. So overall, I thought that this was a good follow-up. Great cover. I mean, I'm not going to lie. This is a fantastic cover, too. So I think Batman Eternal Snyder did a great job with this one, too. Superman Unchained. Okay, for lack of a story, man, there was some kick-ass panels, some kick-ass fighting. Overall, I was really happy. And, this book really did have an awesome picture of Superman. Superman's getting his butt kicked at the Fortress of Solitude. He comes up in that. And that's freaking impressive. I was really happy with that. Unfortunately, that didn't give me the warm fuzzy feeling because it didn't last very long. Here's the difference between a manga and this. Okay, picture this. This would have probably been the last page of a manga, where you have this, and then maybe you might have had one more page at most. Then this would have gone on for several chapters. Then the villain, which was, Lois's dad, would have come up with something better than this. And then that would have gone over for several more chapters. And then Superman would have done his ultimate technique, and then that would have gone on for more chapters, which would have caused Lois's dad to pull up that, well, all that was fun and games, but let me show you what I can really do. Now you see where I'm going. That's the difference. And ultimately, this would have gone through several different incarnations, and it would have been one freaking kick-ass story. Unfortunately, it's over really quick. That being said, for just a punching book, I loved it. It did what it needed to do. The Batman fight was decent with Wonder Woman. It ended on a strong note to make you want to buy the next issue. So it's like, the way I look at it is this: it's like looking at that beautiful cake. It gave you that, wow, that looks really good, but in the middle, it's just a little light. Maybe it was cooked a little too long or something like that. Not enough substance inside, but overall, I enjoyed it. See, I told you there was good stuff this week. Thor: God of Thunder. This was a great ending to the Roxanne storyline, and you just had this sadness. I just had this sadness when I was reading it. The art, the colors, the way it was written. See, because basically Roxanne basically played Thor in Asgard pretty well, and he eventually turns the city of Braxton against Asgard, and Congress eventually against Asgard also. And this was just a pleasure to read, and it was just this is another book that easily should have been the good book of the week. But I'm telling you, this book just did not give you that warm, happy feeling after you're done with it. So in good conscience, there's no way I could say this is the good book of the week, especially when you have Magneto kicking some butt. But I really enjoyed this book. And again, I'm going, why aren't you guys buying it? Because I know Thor is not the most popular character, but Thor is being really written well. And we should enjoy it while we can, because when Aaron leaves, it's going to be crap again. So get it while it's good. Also, we get the future Thor storyline a little bit. And it's kind of funny watching Galactus throw a temper tantrum as he's eating Mars because he couldn't take Earth, and Odin just goes, okay, you can get that planet over there. So that part was also really funny too. And again, stellar art. I'm not revealing the ending because it's only a few pages, and there's something significant at the end. Both of these, though, they end in such a way where you can tell the Roxanne story is not over yet. And Roxanne's going to come back, and there's going to be some serious trouble. And Thor is going to kick some major butt when that storyline picks up again. But very, very, very good read. Anyways, that is my reviews for the week. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Like and share. Facebook, Crunchyroll Anime Reviews. We have a new anime season coming up this week or two. New shows are going to start appearing. Watch No Life, No Game if you have not. You're a little bit behind. That was last season. That was great. And we'll have more videos and stuff like that later. So until next time.